2026, we just doing stuff all year. So I don't know. I ain't never seen it before, but I'm gonna do shrimp and dumplings. Come on. 1.5 cups of AP. 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. Half teaspoon of baking soda. Oh, that cut. 3/4 a teaspoon of sea salt or kosher salt. If you're using table salt, use a half a teaspoon on here. Half teaspoon of white pepper. I'm not beating those bougie uncle allegations. On up in there, white pepper is hotter than black pepper, and I like things spicy. And a half teaspoon of garlic powder. This is roasted garlic powder again. I'm not beating those bougie uncle allegations at all. In here, a teaspoon of thyme, teaspoon of fresh thyme, a teaspoon of fresh tarragon, and then half a teaspoon of dry parsley. I don't never buy fresh parsley at the store. Don't ask me why. I just always forget about it. Okay, I ain't have no buttermilk, so a fourth a cup of whole A2 milk. A heaping fourth a cup. Actually, I let some spill over because I also have to sub in some Greek yogurt, about 3/4 cup of that. And because this is so thick, you want to do a heaping fourth of cup of milk. Knead this till combined. You don't want to knead it too hard. You want it fluffy. You don't want bread. Okay, this is what the dumpling dough. This is what the dumpling dough looks like. Go ahead and let it rest for about an hour, room temperature. Then put it in the refrigerator. After that, you're probably going to be prepping this for about an hour or so. Here's the start of my veg, and I pictured as the onions in the freezer. Don't come for me here. We have some tricolor peppers, some celery, and some carrots all up in here. For my lazy people, go ahead and go to your wholesale store and buy your peppers and onions in bulk. Then chop them up in your food chopper. This right here, chop them up in here. Ziploc bag, airtight, freeze it. You're going to save yourself so much time, and you're going to keep yourself off the damn Uber Eats app. In this biscuit dough, here I have some crumbly white cheddar cheese. I got this from Costco. This is a Kirkland Signature Coastal Sharp White Cheddar. It's a crumbly cheese. Now that this is set for a minute, I can fork in this cheese. And this is essentially not beating the bougie Uncle Allegations Cheddar Bay biscuits. That's essentially what this dough is. You just want to fork in, do a little light second knead on this dough. Okay, now your dough should look like this. You're just gonna let this rest. You can pop this in the refrigerator at this point. Okay, I had about 2 pounds, 2.5 pounds of 1914 count large prawn shrimp with the heads on. Listen, don't get grossed out. That's flavor. I'm gonna show you what you're gonna do with it. Okay, you're gonna take this here. You're on your cutting board. You're gonna cut that head off. Just like that. Don't say ill, don't say ill, don't say ill. That is flavor. You're going to put it in the pot. I got a pot sitting here in the sink. Then what you're going to do, you're going to take your knife. Now, some of y'all got dull knives just like me. Okay, listen. And you just going to rock that knife back and forth on that shrimp just like that. Just like that. Just like that. Just like that. Then what you're going to do, you're going to peel that shell off that shrimp. Dump it in the pot. Now you see his Stacey Adams right here. You see Stacey Adams. Peel that man Stacey Adams off. Peel it. Listen, I like to eat my shrimp barefoot. I don't know how y'all eat y'all shrimp. The Stacey Adams still on. You see this pooch track. Clean that out too, because this is shrimp and dumplings. This is not shrimp and dumplings. This is what this is. This is shrimp and dumplings. This isn't chitlins and dumplings. Okay. Now, if you want chitlins and dumplings, you do that. I don't want no chitlins and dumplings. See, it's nice, nice, nice. Yeah. Show you again. The shrimp with his head on. Cut the head off. Head, don't be like, ew, no, that's flavor. Dump that in a pot. Take the shrimp on your, it's probably dog. It probably is dog. Don't act brand new. Don't act brand new. Rock it. Peel that shell off. Dump that shell in the pot. See this man's penny loafers. See, you take them off, okay? Take them off. Take off that man penny loafers. You'll be all right. Dump that in the pot. See that right there? So you clean that out because you want to eat shrimp and dumplings. You don't want to eat chitlins and dumplings. And that's how you clean your shrimp. Here I have my pot. My pot has those shrimp shells in it. Yeah, my pot has those shrimp shells in it. To this pot with the shrimp shells in it, I'm at a heaping spoon. I don't know what this measurement is. I guess a tablespoon of this Better Than Bouillon chili base. Listen, trust the process. I'm going to go in with the whole bottle of this organic chicken bone broth. I got this at Costco. Just go ahead and shake this up. Now I'm just going to fill this up with water and add it in here. Okay, now my pot looks like this. Put this on the back eye on medium and really just gotta let this go for like maybe 40-45 minutes. This is shells, not bones. You don't need to be boiling this all day. And in that 45 minutes time, you should be about ready to go ahead and assemble your shrimp and dumplings. You see the stainless steel pan on here is a heavy bottom stainless steel pan. Don't try nothing cheap. You're gonna mess yourself up. You're gonna burn it. Then you're going to get in my comments talking about, I stirred you wrong. I didn't stir you wrong. What I told you a heavy bottom pan. This is a heavy bottom stainless steel pan. You can try that. You can try the pan from the Dollar General. You can try it. What I'm saying is you results may differ if you try the pan from Dollar General. But it's just some olive oil. Put a few little swigs like that up in there. See this here? This is uncured butcher's cut bacon. I got it from Sam's Club. It comes in a pack. It looks more heartier than Canadian bacon, but it also looks like ham. It was on sale. I was just trying stuff. It's really good. I found it in my deep freezer though. Vacuum sealed it all up in there. So this is about 6-7 slices of it. and I dice it up. We're gonna put this over here, and don't come from my paper plate. We're gonna put that up in here. Okay, I'm removing my butcher's cut bacon from my pan. And as you can see from right there, this does not leave a lot of grease. That's the reason why I buy it. Now you can just sub in about 8 slices of any cut of bacon strips that you like, but you're gonna have to drain some fat. Okay, into this pan here. This is where draining some fat don't really matter. Okay, this is where draining some fat don't really matter, because into this pan here, I'm just going to use the rest of that butter that I had left over from making those biscuits. It's about 3 tablespoons of butter. Hush. We got to make a roux some kind of way. Go ahead and let that butter fry down a little bit and deglaze this pan a little bit. See this right here? These are my frozen chopped onions. You thought I was playing? I'm lazy. Look, not chopping my seasonings. That will stop me from cooking. I'm trying to stay off the Uber Eats app, right? Just a double Ziploc bag. You won't smell it. Put about 2 handfuls or 2.5 handfuls if your hands are small. An onion up in there. Switch that around. Deglaze that pan a little bit. Okay, now I broke them onions up a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and take this lid and I'm gonna let these onions steam till they're soft, like really soft. Then I'm gonna add in the onions, bell pepper, and Then I'm adding the bell pepper, celery, and carrot on up in here. And the I'm using garlic. I don't feel like cleaning the garlic, but don't come for me. See y'all in a second. These onions, they're soft and translucent. They're soft and translucent. We're going to go ahead and add in our fresh chopped veg. And that was 2 medium-sized carrots, 2 large stalks of celery, and my tricolor bell pepper mix, which is like 1 small green pepper, 1/2 yellow, orange, and red. 1/2 of the 3 of those in here. Go ahead and cover that up and cook that down for about 5-10 minutes. All right, this veg is getting good and soft, almost there. You see this garlic? You see this? See this garlic? I'm adding it in and don't care. Maybe one episode I'll make my own garlic. Maybe I will. About that much. And don't care. And if you're using fresh garlic, that's like about 3 to 4 cloves of garlic. Minced. Just moving this around a little bit here. And putting this lid on. Hey. My quick seafood broth, okay? My quick seafood broth. I want y'all to see it. See that? See how it's not boiling? It's not supposed to boil. You see how them heads is cooked? They're supposed to be cooked. You see that little pink hue to it? That pink hue is due to that chili better than bouillon base. You see that? See, it's done. It's done. It's done. We are going to strain that. Okay? We're going to strain it. After we strain it, we're going to make our roux. Okay? All right. You see this pan right here? It needs some fat, don't it? And we already added all that butter. Listen, let me give you a cheat code. Go ahead and buy the ghee. Buy the ghee. You've seen it at the Sam's Club. You've seen it at the Costco. You see it at the BJ's. Buy the ghee. Buy the ghee. Make it simple on yourself. Add about a good spoonful of ghee on up in there. Cook that, melt that ghee. Okay, we're getting ready to season this on up. You're gonna go in with that sea salt. A heaping teaspoon of that. That white pepper, a teaspoon of this, not a heaping teaspoon. This is hotter than black pepper, so you don't want to overly spice yourself. You're gonna see why here in a second. We're gonna go in with that paprika. A heaping teaspoon of that. We're gonna go in with that onion powder. Heaping teaspoon of that. That garlic powder, I'm using roasted garlic, whatever garlic powder you got. Heaping teaspoon of that. Thyme, just a teaspoon of this. This is relatively strong. There we go. That Tony's no salt. Heaping teaspoon of this. You see why we went kind of light with that white pepper, since it's hotter than that black pepper. That Old Bay. That Old Bay. The one you don't mind spending the block on. Teaspoon of that. Now we just gonna whisk this around. Bloom them spices right quick. Now that them spices is bloomed, see this here, this flour. You're not gonna put all this flour. I'm gonna eyeball it. I need a heaping tablespoon plus a teaspoon. That ain't quite enough flour. That should be enough right there. That should be enough right there. Yeah, there we go. You just want to keep stirring this. So you want to stand here and stir this for about 5 minutes. You want to go longer than the 2 minutes that they usually tell y'all, because we doing this kind of Creole style. And you know, the Creoles, they like they roux a little brown. And you hear that scraping? That's what you want to do. You don't want this to get too dark on the bottom. While I got this camera still on, you know, 2026 for me is the year of doing everything that I always wanted to do. Now, I kind of live very much so safely. However, up until like 2023, end of 2023, which is 2 years ago, the end of 2023, I kind of stopped. And what stopped that was, I had a terrible pandemic. I have long COVID, unfortunately, so I have to deal with that. And in November of 2023, my apartment burned down. And unfortunately, it takes an experience like that to teach me that, you know, we ain't here for long. You might as well just do what you want to do. Which brings me to y'all 2.5 years later, after building the courage and starting my cook show, or my cooking show. Now the name Plenty Sense, my grandmother, Miss Edna Mae, that's who I learned how to cook from. She used to say I got plenty sense all of the time. And so in like a little ode to her, I named my cooking show after her. Miss Edna Mae left us in 2009, December 2009. And I still am learning from her even though she's not here. All these years later. Okay. So now our veg plus our roux paste is looking how we want it to look. It really only took 3.5 minutes. Didn't need the whole 5. See, that's why you don't listen to everything I say. You have to follow my instructions, but see, you got to pay attention to your project. You see what I'm saying? I may say your project might need 5 minutes, but really and truly, your stove said it need 3. Pay attention to your project. See this here? That's this little quick fish broth. That's shrimp broth. Pour the not all of this. We gonna need all of this. Let's start with that. You want this a little loosey. You want it a little loosey. Because the biscuits gonna thicken it right on up. We waste some, that's okay. That's the reason why we got cleaning supplies. Pour a little, just a little bit more. Now this made, let me see, where was that line? This made just under 2 quarts, and I poured about 1.5 quarts in here. And I poured another 1/2 quart in here, so it's 2 quarts. And you want to just let this bubble and not reduce by half, but you want this to reduce a little bit. Just reduce a little bit, you know. That might take 15, 20 minutes. But you just want this to reduce, then you check it for seasoning. All right, I'm going to see y'all then. All right, our soup base has reduced a little bit, not by half. You see these shrimp? Throw these shrimp on up in there. You can parent sear them if you want to. To me, not really. Don't matter. You can season them if you want to. Not really a deal breaker for me because I'm going to season this again anyway because I already know it's going to need some more salt. How much more salt it's going to need, I don't know that. But go ahead and let this cook for about 4 minutes. Then we're going to come back and see how much salt, see how much pepper it needs. Did I say 4 minutes? I really meant 2 minutes. Listen, this bacon, throw that bacon on up in there. Move that around. We're going to taste to see what it needs. You need another teaspoon of this Old Bay. I'm adding some black pepper to it. I'm going to go in with a little bit more. 1/2 teaspoon of salt because that Old Bay salty enough. Stir that around. What that need? They don't need nothing but them biscuits. All this need is them biscuits. See my biscuit dough? The spoon you had that ghee on. The spoon you had that ghee on. take you a bigger spoon, scoop it out. About like that right there, scoop it out. About like that right there, scoop it out. And scoop all this in here. Them dumplings, I got them all scooped in here. I put my lid on. I'm gonna forget about it for about 7 to 10 minutes. All right, y'all, it's been 6 minutes actually. And see, that's why you gotta pay attention to your project. See, I might tell you 7 to 10, but really it's ready in 6. You gotta pay attention to your project, okay? And we'll cut this off. And we just gonna let this. I could try it like this, y'all, and I would. I'm really hungry. How the hell ever. I don't like the skin burning off my tongue. So I'm gonna let this, I'm gonna let this do what it do. As I got this eye off, let it do what it do for about 10 minutes. All right. Go ahead and play me up some of this. I have leftovers. Wait, I'm cooking for the internet. Hold on, y'all. Look, I know. It don't look good to y'all until this is on the. All right, internet, now I can show y'all my plate. You see that there? Yes. Got my little spoon right here. My hot bowl. Let me get some of the dumpling. Let me get some of the bacon. Get some of that shrimp. Baby, listen. When you raise right, when you're raised right, that's how you cook. That's how you cook when you raise right. From my children as adults now that was raised right, go ahead and cook this. Bringing your new year with you. Thank y'all for watching. If you watched this far, I will be here twice a week with long format cooking recipes. All right. This made plenty of sense, didn't it?